Single women are out here paying 100% of the bills with only 100% of one paycheck. And these prices clearly didn't get the memo. A lot of women are carrying more than people realize. So when they say they're tired, sometimes they're really, really tired. And life is lifing. Be a little gentle, a little kind. Everyone goes through it, one way or another. But you're strong. Hold on. You got this. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and follow for more videos. Check this out.
Unfortunately and fortunately, I am at a place in single momhood where I am officially struggling so bad financially that I have the mindset of like, well, I'm already in debt. I'm already not going to be able to pay this bill this month, so I might as well get a little drink. I don't know. That might just be me.
I'm a single woman homeowner, meaning I fully bought this house on my own. I saved up for the down payment on my own. I'm the only person on my deed. I'm the only person on the loan. I pay my mortgage by myself every single month. And it will never not escape me the fact that even though I do all of this, everything on my own, the brokest I've ever been is when I lived with a man.
This is the part about being a single mom that I don't think people talk about enough. I'm the only one that makes sacrifices. The kids are sick. I really cannot afford to miss work. I broke my foot last week. I had to miss 2 days for that. And now this. And I'm so worried I'm gonna lose my job.
Welcome back to another episode of What I Spent This Week as a solo parent living in Iowa. Today we're going to be looking at the week of July 20th through July 26th. First up, we have a weekly camp payment for the summer camp that my daughter's attending. That's $322.75. Next up is the pharmacy. I got 3 prescriptions for $7.24. I did have to put gas in my car, and that was $37. We're having a heat wave here in the Midwest, so I had to get my dogs some new toys to keep them busy indoors. So I went to Home Goods, and that was $27.27. I did have to pay a parking meter for an appointment downtown, and that was $2 even. My daughter and I went out for dinner one night, and that was $29.22. And finally, groceries were $183.41. This brings my weekly total to $608.89. Thanks for watching.
I don't know, Daniel. Probably because when I popped these little mongrels out of my little coochie, I was married. And I was able to financially support them, and we actually could financially support them in a way where I was a full-time stay-at-home mom without having to work. However, when I left said marriage, I became a single mom without a college degree and with very little work experience because I started having kids at 18. Yeah, it was a little bit hard. If y'all want a further in-depth story and on how I got to where I'm at now, I could do that, but all my OG followers know. They know the tea. So yeah, Daniel, keep shaking your head. Shit happens.
Okay, so as a single mom, it's really hard to maintain a job. Um, I don't know why you guys think that we could raise kids and maintain a job and like work 8 hours. So right now I'm currently like dashing, trying to make amends and do orders and all that stuff. And it's just like we gotta wait for orders, we gotta get money, and we gotta raise kids, and then y'all look at us sideways if we ask y'all for money. Like, we didn't make these kids by ourselves. Yet you guys ruin y'all whole relationship for a hoe. And then y'all be mad when we ask for money. And then y'all be mad if the kids turned out not how y'all think they're supposed to turn out, which is hilarious. So give us some grace. Give us a break for real. Like, us single moms, we're out here doing the best we can, and we're raising your kids, our kids, the kids. So give us grace, bro. Just give us grace, because I don't know what y'all want for us. Like, really, what do y'all want? Like, moms are out here raising the kids, and we still have to make money and pay the bills. It's crazy.
I was just talking to my mom and we was talking about like bills or whatever and just like single family households or single person households versus families or people with kids. And what struggle is worse? Do y'all think one is worse than the other? Because like I'm not gonna lie, as a single person, you don't get no assistance. There's no resources for you for real. You're not prioritized for housing assistance. You're not prioritized for anything because you don't have kids. So it's like, do y'all think that the economy is harder on single people or people with kids? Now, you do have more roles and responsibilities as somebody with kids, but at the end of the day, rent is the same and pay is the same for everybody. So it's just kind of like, I don't know what y'all think, because most of the time with kids, you're gonna get some assistance and or you're gonna have another person contributing in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But as a single person, you're by your fucking self. I'm paying the same rent that a bitch with two people in the house is paying. I'm paying the same rent as a bitch with herself, food stamps, fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like utility assistance and everything. But I'm not getting prioritized for that because I don't have kids. So what y'all think? Because I feel like that's one of the unpopular opinions that I have or that I've gathered over the years. And I don't think it's just a bias because I come from a single mom, but it's just like, I don't know what y'all think.
It really hurts me to think about how much of my life I spent waiting for a good relationship, making sure I was doing the right things to be acceptable for another person, making sure I had space in my life for another person, making sure that the cold side of my bed remained empty, that I didn't put my laptop on it or anything like that, because that might push away the possibility of another person. And when I was actually in a relationship with another person, particularly the dude I dated, I spent so much time thinking, gotta make sure you're intimate enough as much as he wants, because if you're not, he'll cheat and it'll be your fault. Women are indoctrinated to do just this. Then when you finally realize that this is a fucking lie and you go against it, you get a lot of pushback, but not just from men, but also from women too. They're scanning you, examining you, trying to figure out what it is about you that's not like them so that they can still be lovable and worthy of a relationship. I know way too many people who are in shitty ass partnership and they still feel like they've won. They still look down at you in pity. When I look at my life as a single person, it has been immensely beautiful. The things I've done, the places I've gone, the times I've taken my Kindle to a restaurant and had a glass of wine and just had a peaceful dinner, the times I've gone to the beach and just hung out alone and listened to the waves. And to be clear, I would love to experience some of these things with a partner. But the problem is I have had too many partners who take away from this instead of adding to it. Like, if partnership means that I have to take me and throw me in the trash and make sure I'm having enough sex because that's what they want, make sure I'm cleaning up because that's what they want, make sure I'm being sweet because that's what they want, and the whole time I'm sitting in somebody's trash can, that I don't want that.
When you live by yourself as a single woman, not only do you have the responsibility of all of the household decisions sitting on your shoulders, you also have the added pressure of the consequences of those decisions and knowing that you've made the right decision and not having someone here with you to discuss the options and to weigh up the pros and cons and to find the right solution together. You have to sit and do that all by yourself. What I find is that that then means I have an extra reliance on my parents, on calling my dad, on ringing someone else to be able to discuss those decisions with and work out what it is I need to do. And there are times when that can feel quite infantilizing and feeling like actually it would be so much nicer if I had someone else here that I could weigh things up with, rather than feeling like, as a woman who's approaching 40, I still have to call my dad to make these decisions. Don't get me wrong, I am, of course, incredibly grateful that I still have parents that I can rely on, parents who are still here. But there are times when it just makes you feel a bit childish, and either my options are to have the burden of that decision sitting entirely on my shoulders and feeling the weight of having to do everything myself, or feeling like I'm 16 again and I'm having to pick up the phone to my dad to work out what it is I need to do. Just another one of those things where you kind of feel like you're not in full grown-up space because you don't have a partner here with you.
I wasn't even gonna post this video, y'all. Matter of fact, I recorded this video 3 times and deleted it because I've always been a person that figures it out on my own. But today broke me, y'all.
Okay. I go to work every day, sick, stressed, tired, heartbroken. It doesn't matter. I go, right? I still clock in. I still show up. I still do what I'm supposed to do. And somehow I'm still drowning. Today I was trying to make arrangements on a bill, right? Not asking for a handout, not asking for it to be free, just asking for a little grace. You know what I'm saying? And the lady on the phone literally looked like she laughed in my face, like laughed, y'all. Do y'all know how humiliating it is doing everything right and still do not have enough? And people think if you're struggling, you're lazy, right? No. Some of us are working ourselves into the ground and still can't get ahead. I'm tired. I'm tired of crying in private. I'm tired of acting like everything is okay. I'm tired of carrying the weight of the world and pretending everything is not heavy. I'm tired. And if God places it on your heart to help, my Cash App is up next with Twin Fatty. And if you can't help financially, please share this video because maybe it'll reach someone who understands what it feels like to be one unexpected bill away from losing it all, y'all. I don't want no pity. I just don't want to give up, y'all. And today was one of those days where I almost gave up. But yeah, I'm finna go to work. Bye.
I posted a video last week about what it cost me to live in small town Saskatchewan in 2026 as a single mom. And it's a little over $4,000 a month. And that's just basic expenses. That doesn't include any investments, savings, doing anything fun of any kind, really. And without looking into any historical data, doing any math, it's just insane to me that in this same small town, growing up, I'm 44 now, my dad worked at a hardware store and supported himself, my mom, my brother, and I don't remember struggling. I mean, we owned a house, we owned a car, we went out to eat like once a week. And my brother and I would come home from school, and I swear every other day, my mom would have a different friend over, having coffee, laughing, woodworking, scrapbooking, painting, and just lived a completely different life than we're able to live now. Even in 2005, 21 years ago, when I was 23, I lived in this same town. I worked at the dollar store for maybe 30 hours a week, minimum wage, and I had my own apartment, my own car, went out with my friends, didn't even have a credit card, was not struggling financially. And it's just insane to me how we have normalized and it's become normal to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs just to get by, just to scrape by. I'm very fortunate and thankful that I was able to build 2 successful online businesses out of necessity, coming off of welfare, disability, building my health back. But it's crazy and it makes me so sad, like how it has to be now.
So then people don't have anywhere to shag. It's a cost of shagging crisis.
She's speaking facts. That actually is a cost of shagging crisis. And I spoke to some women about it 2 years ago, for stylist. I spoke to a group of women in their 20s about how the cost of living crisis was affecting them. And they brought up shagging. They were like, we have nowhere to shag. So one woman I spoke to, she had been renting on her own, but then her landlord couldn't afford the mortgage repayments anymore and had to sell the flat. So she had to move home and she moved back in with her gran. And she's a black woman. And so she was telling me that for cultural reasons, cultural norms, like she cannot bring a guy back, especially like living with her nan, like it's untenable. Then I spoke to another woman who was doing quite well in life. Like she felt like her job was good, her pay was okay compared to growing up, but she was living with her family. And she said to me, even if I did want to throw myself into dating, I can't bring men back home. How would that work? And because of stagnant pay, cosy lives, extortionate rents, we are seeing a much larger group of people between the ages of 25 and 34 living with their parents. So it's gone up by over a third since the mid 2000s. This is a map of where rents are affordable across England and Wales. Basically nowhere. And the average rent for a 1-bedroom flat consumes about 47% of a woman's median earnings. So, and 30% is seen as like an affordable rate of your salary to be spending on rent. And that's why when I see headlines like this, Britain needs babies, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Because if you actually read that article, it doesn't say anything about rent, it doesn't actually suggest anything that would help people to meet people and shag. But yeah, the cost of shagging crisis, the crisis in shagging, it's a real thing. And I'm Kim, I'm a policy researcher and a writer. So if that's your jam, like and follow for more. And let me know in the comments if you relate to any of this.
Hi everyone, I thought I'd jump on because I've had a few questions recently. One of them that stood out to me the most was, why have you done this? So Frasers has come together because in my personal opinion, life's hard. It's not easy at all, you know. People have support, people don't have support. It's one of them. But as a few people may know, my son was born in Spain and he was born at 26 weeks. That was a situation in itself. So I pay for my house, I pay for my boy, pay for myself, I pay for everything. You know, you can't go out and then spend £300 just to treat yourself. It's not doable. Not when you've got your rent, you've got your bills, your food, and then your kids on top. You just can't do it. You can't afford to treat yourself. So you think, oh, you know, maybe next month. It shouldn't be like that. You know, you should be able to go out and treat yourself whenever you want, treat your kids. You know, it's just, you can't do it anymore. Life is hard. It's not sunshine and roses at all, which I think it should be, but it's not. So you come to Fraser's, you can get a full outfit, £20. You know, we haven't got something for everyone, but we've definitely got something for someone. You know, we've got full tracksuits, £20, brand new with tags on. Do you know what I mean? We're on Vinted. We're on Facebook, we're on TikTok. Come in, come see us. If you can't, follow us. You know, have a look at what we've got. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I thought I needed to come on and just say, don't be ashamed of who you are or your situation, because everybody is different and there's many people that are in the same situation as you. You know, a lot of people be in my situation. You know, you do everything yourself. You pay for it all yourself. You can't afford to treat yourself. I know I can't. So yeah, don't be ashamed. It's just like Vinted, just in store. You know, you can come in and have a look. You don't pay postage. But yeah, I just thought I'd come on. Thank you for watching.
Single motherhood is really hard for you because you won't allow your BD to struggle. It's almost like you believe that you're the only one out of the two of you that got to figure stuff out. My daughter was fresh out the womb and I chose co-parenting. You think I cared about what kind of bottles he was using? You think I cared about what he had going on and how he was figuring out fatherhood? No. Here goes our schedule. Come get your child. And he was given the freedom to figure that stuff out on his own. I'm not going to be the only one struggling around here to figure this stuff out. That includes sleepless nights. That includes doctor's appointments. That includes flexibility in our schedules. That includes both of our families being invested. God won't let y'all kids go with their daddy unless you know what kind of car he driving, where he living, who he dating, who house he gonna be at, where they going, is he working, da-da-da. And you only want to know all that to be able to clock your standards of him. And that does not matter to your babies. Your standards of what your BD should be doing and how he should be living or how he should be contributing to your lifestyle when it comes to the kids y'all share. Probably why you're not having a good time. I don't know who my child's father is dating, what he's doing when he's with our daughter, where they going, how he's making it work. I don't need to know all of that. If he has to work while he has our daughter and she's with him, he can figure out childcare. If that childcare is a trusted friend, a partner, a family member, whatever, that's on him to decide. I trust my child's father. I trust his decision making. I trust who he's around. He's not gonna have nobody around my baby who he feels like is not gonna keep them safe. That also includes his little girlfriends or whoever he's dating. I don't need to meet them or know them or care. Y'all can go buy matching outfits. Do what you got to do. That is his family. That is his baby, as much as it is my kid. And I realized early on, trying to figure all that stuff out is going to keep me stuck and I can't go have fun. Or in this case, lay down and talk to y'all. It's quiet at the house. I don't know what to do. But you know what I'm not going to be doing? Dealing with a 3-year-old who talk back because she with her daddy for 10 days. Y'all, I'm about to have so much fun. I'm going to take a nap today. And then tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to figure it out. Honestly, all the little bookmarks I've been having saved, sending to my friends, saying, let's go when I get a babysitter now, I'm about to do that. I'm gonna get dressed up and put on body butter and go be fine with my man. And I'm not convicted how you convicted, so don't worry about what I got going on over here. No convictions ain't my convictions, babe. Anywho, you don't own struggle. Let the baby daddy figure it out so that you can figure out who you are without suffering. Stop trying to fill silence with solution. If he has a kid and he does not know what to do next, be quiet and let him figure it out. If safety is not a concern, neither should all that other stuff be, girl. I don't care. I know my child is safe, and that's all that matters. It's really all that matters when it comes to you and your baby daddy, but you tripping. So we're going to keep having these conversations. Call me back. For real. Call me back.
All right, y'all. I am a single 25-year-old mom with 3 kids living on a very low income. But my baby daddy's family did come into town and they did give me a little bit of money. So let's go get my baby something. Yes, ma'am. Apparently, again, my baby's Chinese. I have to work again tonight. What do you want? We got this place right next door. My kids love ice cream. So come on. It's so cute in here. It's so big in here. Yes. I am in Compton today. Um, I just want to say that I see y'all's comments, and a lot of y'all can form opinions and be rude on the internet. And I don't have to bring my life to the internet until I'm ready. And with what I'm going through, it's not really everybody's business. I'm trying to do the best I can. I'm having to juggle being homeless again and moving soon. Like, it's just hard. I'm still trying to make sure my kids can be kids and have a childhood. And I do a kid scoop. So you're ours. I heard you beat. That's cap. So before y'all start coming at me, like, oh, you're spending the GoFundMe money. No, I'm not. All that money is saved in my PNC bank on my savings account because we have to move. And I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. I am really considering moving out of state. And even if I choose to do that, that is my business. I want to keep my kids safe at all times. All right, y'all. I'm at Food for Less. I have $60. I bought my babies a cheap pack of diapers yesterday, and they're already out. So I need a box of diapers, and we're making chicken spaghetti tonight. So I need to get the stuff for chicken spaghetti before I go into work. I have the noodles. I need the Velveeta cheese, and then shredded cheese, and a couple other things. So we just gonna work with what I already have. I found the diapers, y'all, but look how freaking expensive these are. Like, bro. That's outrageous for diapers, y'all. All right, now I'm looking for the Velveeta cheese. Let's get this. I only spent $28 at Food for Less. Now I'm at the Dollar Tree getting my babies some snacks to go with their daddy. I am getting the stuff to make them a Max and Ruby cake. My babies have been asking for that shit, so I'm gonna make it happen whenever.
So y'all, I never do this type of content because I don't think there's value in anything that I personally have to say about dating and relationships. I don't think I add any value to that conversation. But I literally have to talk about what I'm about to talk about. Y'all, the financial and caloric impact of being single is completely fucking unfair. And so, y'all, what I mean by that is I just went to Alamo Draft House for an afternoon matinee, or like not even a matinee, so it's just an afternoon movie, Sunday cinema. So, y'all, not only did I have to buy my own ticket, which was however much that was, I don't even remember. But then, secondly, I go to the movies and like there's different things I want to try. So, like, I was craving popcorn. So, like, I knew I had to have popcorn, but I did not eat today. So, like, I literally had to, like, I was literally hungry and I went walking. So, I was like literally like hungry. So, like, I couldn't just eat fucking popcorn. So, y'all, I ended up getting popcorn, which is a fucking big ass bowl of fucking popcorn. Then I ended up getting some buffalo cauliflower bites. Okay, cool. Which are like my favorite thing at the Alamo Draft House. And then I was like, okay, cool. Like I kind of want like some cookies. I like debated on the cookies, but I was like, no, I'm gonna get the cookies. It was 3 cookies. So y'all, typically if you're like in a relationship or dating somebody, you can go to the movies and you can share shit with them. Like you share like the food, whatever, who, like, I don't even care. I'm not even talking about going 50-50, paying everything. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about sharing food. You could share the popcorn. You could share the cauliflower bites. You could share the cookies. Y'all, I literally just bought all this food. I did not even eat it all. But because I wanted to taste it all, I had to buy it myself and basically just eat a little bit of everything. My bill was like $50. That's the one thing. So an economic impact. Secondly, now I've eaten all these fucking empty ass calories because I wanted to go to the movies and treat myself. I would like to cry right now, but I'm not going to. I'm not gonna cry. I just wanted to come on here and just ask if anybody else single ever felt this impact or if I'm just crazy. I don't know. But I just wanted to say, and also I just wanted to let people know, or like just let people know my feelings on this, because like I think people don't realize like being single, it's like not just like the companion aspect. It is truly the aspect of like, dang, I really wish I had someone to go out with, to eat with, and share food with. But instead, I have to eat a whole fucking 3,000 calories on my own, and I still want to lose weight somehow. So if you're wondering how my life is going right now, it's going fucking great.
How are you supposed to feel like you're not failing in life when you are 28, you have a college degree, you have a professional career, and you walk into Walmart to purchase 3 items and you had to walk out the door with one because you didn't have the money? How are you supposed to feel like you're doing a good job? How are you supposed to feel like you are succeeding? Because when I pulled up to Walmart today, I do what I do every time I need to go to the store, and I check my bank account because there's that little bit of money in there. Oh, after I pay the bills, after I pay rent and the car insurance and the car payment and get groceries and do gas and the Wi-Fi and every expense, because it's all on my shoulders. Every single month, it's all on my shoulders. Once it's all paid, there's like pennies left. And so every time I get to the store, I have to check my bank account to see how much money we're working with. And then I have to sit there and calculate as I go, what can I get and what can I not get? I want this item, so I'm going to have to put this item back. And I'm 28 years old and I have a college degree and I'm doing that. And so God knows what the regular people are doing who didn't get the opportunity to go to college, because if I'm doing that, what is everyone else doing? I needed to get 3 things today, and I got one item, and I put the other $10 I had left from my purchase into my gas tank to get me where I need to be this weekend. And that is just like what are we doing? And what's funny is the $25 in cash I actually had to spend today, thank God I earned it by selling some clothes the other day. If you saw that video, that's the $25 that got spent today. So yeah, to get to the store and to open your bank account and see that it's overdrafted because your car insurance hit and took the $75 that you had to play around with. That was your little bit of money you had until you got another paycheck. And that money wasn't even yours to begin with. Actually, my sister gave me money early for a babysitting job I'm going to do at the end of the month, because that's just how broke I am. And I feel like I am failing miserably at life. And my last like solution was to come here to social media, and this is what I'm doing. But also I'm so mad that this is where I have to be at. If you are a single person trying to survive in this economy, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing financially, but also what are you doing emotionally to just not feel so bitter all the time? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel so bitter. I'm surrounded by people who go home to a loving family every day and to a loving partner, and they have that person not only to lean on for emotional support, but for financial support. And I am as positive can be, and I'm telling you, when I walk through my door, it's hard. It's hard to know that everything is on my shoulders. And while I want to be in a relationship, not only for the emotional side of it, I want to be in it for the financial side of it too. To be able to like split the grocery bill and to split rent and to split all the other expenses in life would just be so nice, because when you're doing it all by yourself, it sucks. It sucks. And it sucked today to need 3 items from Walmart that the total of those purchases would have cost me less than $25. Okay. But I had to walk out the door with one because I also needed gas in my car. And that's on making decisions and being upset about it, because you shouldn't have to make those decisions as someone who went to college and got a degree and you have a career. Make it make sense.
No sane woman would ever want to live with a man. And a lot of wives know this. This is the reason why they keep resisting the fact that single women refuse the idea of wanting a man to live in the same house as them. A lot of wives keep saying the same thing. Oh, you haven't met the right person yet. Oh, you have to meet someone that allows you to feel comfortable. Listen, I had an ex-boyfriend. He would stand in the bathroom with me while I took a shit. Okay, he would stay in the room with me when I farted. He wouldn't care if I was even on my period. He legit wanted to do it on my fucking period. Like, I'm being so honest. Like, men want to be in your fucking skin when you're living under the same roof as them. So it has nothing to do with the fact of, as a woman, you can't relax and like be yourself. But at the end of the day, having another person under the same roof as you, you still have to be mindful of that fucking person. No matter how much you love that person, no matter how much time you spend with that person, you still have to be mindful of another person. A lot of this comes from what I believe, the fact that a lot of wives are really scrambling to attach themselves to a rhetoric because the currency of being a wife is declining. And so they're trying very hard to convince single and child free women that don't want to get married, don't want to have children, don't want to cohabitate. They're trying to convince us that we're doing something the wrong way, or there are workarounds or roundabouts in order for us to be able to achieve all the things that they achieved without us having to extract any mental or emotional or physical labor from ourselves. And they know that they're full of shit. They know that they're full of shit. These married women know that when they hear their husband, they hear the garage door opening, they hear the front door opening, they hear the car pull up. They already have it in their brain. Oh, yeah, Bobby's here. I got to make sure that I have XYZ ready. I got to make sure that the kids aren't too loud. I got to make sure that this is cleaned up. I got to make sure that this food is put together. Because you bitches know that that's the life that you're living. And a lot of you all are jealous of the fact that single women were able to get information from this app, or they actually listened to what other people told them and realized that, you want to know what? I don't want to live my day constantly having to think about the thoughts, feelings, opinions, and actions of another person. At the end of the day, there is no amount of comfort that you're ever going to be able to have to be able to disregard the fact that you are living under the roof as the same person. It does take a level of energy in order to be able to live under the same roof as somebody. And I'm so sick of you wives trying to perpetuate the fact that that's not true. I'm so sick of you all trying to make it seem as if it's not a level of labor that has to be done in order for you to live with a man. Yes, the fuck it is. It is a form of labor when you have to live with a man. And the fact that you all keep trying to project all of these reasonings as to why single women should live with a man, it's because y'all wish that y'all could live alone. It's because y'all wish that y'all could have y'all space. Like, at least men are open and honest about this. That's why men have a man cave. They don't want to live with y'all asses either. So meanwhile, y'all are sitting here trying to get single women to want to try to convince us to want to live with a man. Meanwhile, men are out here with man caves. Men are literally making a space in their home to not deal with your fucking ass. So at least they're honest about the fact that, yeah, I live under the same roof as my wife, but I don't want to be around her all the time. I don't want to have the same living space. But yeah, y'all women will still fix y'all lives to be like, oh my God, I love sharing space with my man. Like, my man lets me wear my hair wild and lets me not wear no makeup. Yeah, no fucking shit, because you're fucking him. Yeah, no shit, because you're fucking cooking for him. Yeah, no shit, because you're taking him back after he done cheated for the 10th time. Of course he's gonna let you of course he's gonna let you look however the fuck you wanna look, because you're still benefiting him in some way. And you still have to have it in the back of your head, if I don't go up to par with this level of benefit that I'm giving him, we're not gonna be together anymore. You still have to do the mental and emotional labor to be able to have the man around you and keep the man around you. Stop trying to make everybody be miserable like y'all are.